Alright, so for those of you just tuning in, happy holidays. This is the Residence 22 Age of Empires 2 Holiday Special. Today, it's a viewer game for my weekly Twitch TV live streams. I'd love to have you there. Links on the screen or in the description below. And we're going to be playing on a really crazy custom map that I made myself that the viewers themselves are not quite aware of. But I will tell you one thing before the game starts, that everyone starts with a celebratory Christmas llama. Isn't that amazing? And what Wantless doesn't know is that he's the Incas, so he gets 2 Christmas llamas. This is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this one, and I hope you all enjoy watching it too. If you enjoy my commentary, of course, I encourage you to check out the other stuff on my YouTube channel, and if you're new to Age of Empires 2, then you are in the right place, or if you're an intermediate or even veteran player, as I have content for players of all skill levels. Got my Aoe2 Expert series for the people who are very high ranked and are looking to learn advanced tips, and I have a tutorials playlist and various coaching videos, and I'm on patch 5.6, that shouldn't happen. Alright, everyone restart Steam. Okay, so I had to make a brief cut for YouTube purposes for this, as the game actually did go out of sync twice, so we are now playing on a different special holiday theme map that I prepared, just in case there were some weird bugs with Aoe2 HD, but there was no reason that the other map shouldn't have worked at all, as it worked just fine in single player. So it going out of sync in multiplayer is some sort of bug that Skybox will have to fix at some point. Thank you, holy shit! Thank you so much, Scarface Frostborn, for donating $500. Dude, seriously, what? He said, heard one of my most OG AoE casters was in a money pickle. Don't spend it all on hookers and alcohol. Merry Christmas, dude. Thank you so much, Scarface Frostborn. I mean, honestly, the best thing that you can do to support me would be, like, a Patreon pledge. But seriously, man, thank you so much. I felt really guilty this year because this was the first year that I couldn't afford to buy any presents for my friends, and I always buy them like really elaborate Christmas gifts. So, you know, thank you so much, Scarface. Seriously, that you're amazing. I will update the donation list after this. Now, let's talk a little bit about the game itself, as always. Again, like I said before, if you're looking for content for, you know, newer players or intermediate players, then you are in the right place. Or even if you're very, very good at this game, I got content for players of all skill levels. This one is going to fall into the third category. So I have content for new players, my coaching series, my Aoe2 tutorials. Please do watch my Night Rush tutorial, as it is the ultimate tutorial to get started playing online. And, yeah, I got my expert series for the expert games, if you want to learn about all the advanced tips that the pro players use to be as efficient as humanly possible. And then, we have these type of games, some of my favorites. I need to figure out a title for this series. Give me a hand, everybody. These are the games with the wacky settings. The crazy free-for-all King of the Hill games, or the free-for-all sudden death Aegis games, where your units spawn instantly. I always love these. This map, I'm really looking forward to explaining, but before I do that, let's take a brief moment to introduce all of our players today, and I just want to wish all of you a happy holidays. Thank you so much, and if you want to give me a hand, then please check out my Patreon, link in the description below. So we've got Vladutz2, who will be playing as the Red Saracens. Korbik will be our Green Mongols. We have Ashudos Lamba playing as the Blue Burmese. Rabbit Tortoise will be our Teal Slavs. Wantless Relic will be our Yellow Incas. And Kinnereth no Baka will be our Orange Magyars, and Sphere LAXZ will be our Purple Malians. So, there are a couple interesting aspects about this map. It's really a shame we didn't get to play in the other one, because the other one was absolutely insane. But, here's what's cool about this one. Everyone starts with a celebratory Christmas llama. In the true holiday spirit. Will he lose the villager? Oh, nice. That's my man, Kinnereth. Well done, well played, my friend. And since one of our players picked the Incas, right? Yeah, Wantless Relic. He has to start with 2 Christmas llamas? Oh, tell me that ain't OP. And due to the way the map gen's set up, since we're actually playing on an alternative map... Oh, Jesus. Now you get to see the other fun parts added. Since we're playing on the alternative map, it looks like these players spawned with a mix of normal llamas as well, in addition to the water buffaloes. So they actually got both. So they just get a lot of Christmas llamas. The gimmick with this map is that it's sort of like Golden Pit, but everyone starts with palisade walls and watchtowers, because there are some lower rated players in here, and there's no way this guy's gonna make it. I knew it. But I wanted to really like mix things up. This is not Golden Pit. This is not Fortress. This is a map for crazy people. And the other one was even stupider. Here's this map's gimmick. There are tons of extra wild animals outside your walls, and look at this. We got a stack of 2 crocodiles, or Komodo dragons. Sorry, this is a Komodo dragon mating with a crocodile. I didn't even know they were in the same egg group, actually. It's like a Skitty and Whale Lord. These two touching tails. This stream rated M for mature. There are plenty of rewards waiting outside your walls if you are brave enough to venture outside, but I expect a lot of players to meet some rather deadly surprises. Look at all these ostriches. You see this extra festive llama over here, as well as this festive rhinoceros, protected by some very, very large reptiles. And due to the limited scouting range that these players have, they might not see the llamas and crocodiles, and holy shit, look at all the dead bodies here. I wish I could catch all the action. I gotta go back and see if I can find anyone who dares venture outside their walls. Scouting is going to be of utmost importance here. Utmost importance, but it looks like there are just dead bodies everywhere. I warned the players prior to the match starting that you are very safe inside your walls, but venture outside thy walls and, well, and do it at your own risk, my friend. You better keep good track of where these Komodo dragons are, because there are a lot of extra rhinos. There are a lot. Did he delete a hole in his wall, or did the map gen bug out? I don't even know. Sphere says he accidentally built a lumber camp instead of a house. Well, that... I mean, hopefully he deleted it in time and got a full refund. Otherwise, that would be a disaster. Mate Dude asks, is this a random map? Oh yeah, it's a random map, and I made it myself. So this is a free-for-all King of the Hill game. So this falls under my Crazy Games playlist. I'll reorganize my channel very heavily, starting in January. And this falls under the Crazy Games playlist, where the settings are ridiculous. This is a free-for-all King of the Hill game, which means that once a player has a unit near the monument, a timer will start, which you'll see in the top right, and when that timer hits 0, then the player that holds control of the monument wins the game. However, this is also a diplomacy game, meaning that players will be able to actually form alliances with each other, but only one player can survive. And ultimately, that's what makes these games so exciting to watch, is all the plot twists and turns that happen. It's just a roller coaster of emotions. You never know who's going to win. Because the most powerful player in the game perhaps could be Rabbit Tortoise, right? But he may have lost a few villagers to some of my traps that I like to put outside your walls. I like to do that. It's in the Christmas spirit. He's actually kept one of his llamas around. I respect that. He might be one of the most high-rated players in this game, but the thing is that he could very easily get betrayed and then have to take on every player in the game. And can he survive that onslaught? You never know who's going to win. And there have been multiple times where you'll end up in a situation where perhaps the underdog, the lowest rated player in this game, who I'm not sure who it is, it might be Shudo Slamba, may end up winning the game just because people tend to underestimate them. And what I love about the way I've set up this map is that there is just so much room to, one, exploit your foes, and just so many different viable strategies. So we'll see if anyone has scouted the... That's right, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? You see all these boars? Someone's gonna mill this. Because, of course he is. And then, the wolves will pull to him, and that might catch him off guard. And then someone's gonna scout that mill, and there are gonna be 7 villagers there. If not more. Maybe there are gonna be 8 villagers on those boars. And then the scouts are gonna come out, and it's gonna be so great. Or who knows, man? Maybe some knights. Who wants... Someone take my bait. Someone take the bait. Welcome to the Boar Council. Graglin says that doesn't seem that crazy, but Merry Christmas, everyone. Well, Merry Christmas to you too. I think this is a pretty nuts map, and I'm looking forward to this one. This will be, one of the few, traditional lobby simulator style games on my YouTube channel, actually, as in the future I'm going to be making a lot of changes, and I'm not going to be making cuts through matches, but I'd like to make my content more digestible and be able to keep the commentary more focused. So it would be great if I cast a lot of replays and then we just 75% speed through some of the boring, less relevant parts, so that way for those of us who are busy people, we get to enjoy some awesome Age of Empires content, and you don't miss out on anything because there are no cuts. But the videos are faster and everything. I mean, just look at these hungry crocs. I love this map so much. You don't think this is crazy enough? Look at this. Look at all these traps I've set for people. Look at this one, waiting right here for Kinnereth Nobaka. Has he seen it? You see what I'm talking about? Is this not good enough? No, this is the more minor version of the Christmas map that I made for this year's holiday special. I always try to do something special for the fans. You can see the crocs lurking outside. Oh, this is great. But that's why I gave all these players watchtowers and palisade walls, right? Because I wanted to make sure that, and I warned all the players prior, if you're really new to AoE, stay inside your walls. I promise you it's safe. You're good to go. But, you exit your walls and... Oh, surprise! He says, oh crap, baited! Sphere says this is Gold Rush. Not quite. Holy shit, he's pulling a lot of villagers off the line. This is great. This is a lesson, by the way, to all new players. Just... If you're not confident in your micro and... Oh, he's Magyars? Oh, he's fine. He didn't know. He had no idea, by the way, what kind of map we were dealing with. So, the fact that he picked Magyars, he's a lucky boy. Gotta say. Get loom. If you're not confident in your micro, get loom when you're doing your lures. Otherwise, you're asking for trouble. You're seriously asking for trouble. It's not worth the one villager lead that you'll see from the pro players. Is anyone else gonna take the bait? I see 3 villagers going to the middle. Little tiger over here. It looks like he's just gonna go for mining camp. No one has fallen for my boar trap yet. I dig it. If you're looking for a similar style game, I did a Halloween stream with Giant Apple a while ago. You can find that on my YouTube channel, but that one uses actual DAT mods. This is just a custom map I made myself, which is kind of a hybrid of all my little favorite maps. Again, what I like about a map like this is just almost every type of build is viable. You can still rush players in the feudal age, but what I've done is I don't know why it's like this. Oh, I think he built that. In that, this gives new players just a little bit of early game defense that they need, because they're going to make they're going to make mistakes early on and then get punished really heavily for it. But unlike with stone walls or any sort of typical super defensive map or narrow choke points, these players are still in serious danger and forfeiting a lot of map control. I like it better than Hideout too in that regard as well, because it's just more open. I've been loving this setup. I'm not going to use it all the time, of course, but it's just been something that I've been enjoying quite a bit. And here come the killer crocs. But he can kill him in one hit. That's so OP. He's going to be just fine. See, I love this map. Look at this. We'll see if he remembers to stab him or if these crocs get... Ooh, look at that pimp hand. Boom. Double kill. Not bad, not bad. So, strategy-wise, this is a little strange place for a town center, my friend. And by a little strange, I mean very strange, because he's not mining any of the gold in the middle, and this is just asking to get raided by knights. I would build most of my economy... Look at that guy. He's so into this right now. He's looking for something. He's looking for trouble. He's actually going to find it, too. I would build your town center, your first town center, over here. But here he comes. If only I could go to the croc camp. Ah, wrong way, dude. Winter Draven asks, is this map type on the workshop? Not yet. I'd be happy to... I need to restructure my Patreon goals, like, drastically. And that's something I'm also going to do in the new year, because I realize now that, you know, hopefully all of you pledged because you want to support my content and you want me to continue to be able to produce Age of Empires content, rather than have me slave away for, you know, 60 to 80 hours on unnecessarily heavily edited videos. So, yeah, I mean, I think, you know, some other goals that would be more reasonable would be, hey, we hit a certain amount of money, and I shouldn't focus on the goals either, really, just the rewards for people pledging. You know, access to my subscriber Discord where I play with people, I help them build Pokemon teams, Hearthstone decks, etc., talk to people. It's a great, great community. Focusing on that rather than goals, but, you know, one really easy goal is just, hey, you know, I'll just post all the fun custom maps I make on the Steam Workshop. We'll get a Resonance 22 map pack. The only reason I haven't done that yet is because it's a bit of work to set all of that up, and in addition, not all the maps are up to my quality standards, which are very high, but I do like this one, and most of my maps are variations of older maps where I've added more variety to them, because obviously Arabia and Black Forest and Arena are like the three most popular maps and people love to play them, but they only have, you know, 2 or so versions inside them. So I've made versions of those maps with significant variety just visually in the terrain set that you get. Not the snow stuff. I'm not that kind of guy. Calm down, everybody. No one likes the snow terrain. I know. I don't like it either. It's too bright. I too come from Ultra Necropolis, so don't worry about it. Or Ultra Megalopolis is what it's called. So, you know, I changed it so that there's, you know, a chance instead of deer. Sometimes you get ostriches, sometimes you get zebras, sometimes you get, you know, crocodiles instead of wolves. And the croc finally got in, but, you know, he didn't get too much. And again, that's why the watchtowers are there too, and why I'm enjoying this so much. As far as actual strategy goes in this particular game, players should be spending the early part of this game booming up to the best of their abilities, fighting off the wild animals, building up their civilizations, getting some allies, and then as the clock ticks further and further, that's when they should be very, very wary of the middle. As once the clock hits 100 years remaining, I mean, that's go time. That's when everyone has to start fighting. So, but in the meantime, it's best to have as few enemies as possible. Try to claim some map control. I don't know, honestly, if anyone actually found these clumps of boars. Originally, I was going to add additional clumps of boars in the middle instead of just that one, but oh, what is this? This is a bad idea. Alright, we'll watch this kill. Boom. Destroyed. He even sent his own scout over here just to make sure the job was finished. But I was hoping that we would be playing on the Sinkhole map. If anyone has any quick questions for me, you know, feel free to ask me by tagging me in the Twitch chat. Welcome, Stream Jim Hoppa. It's great to see you. Psychotic Ace says, how does one join the subscriber Discord? So simply go to if you're a Twitch subscriber, then go to your Discord, user settings. It's near the mic settings in the bottom left. Go to connections, go to Twitch, and you should be able to join my Discord automatically. You have to do it that way. If you're a Patreon pledger of $5 or more, then check your email and then click the Claim Rewards button, and you should be good to go. That is one of the main perks. Really, I just set insanely unrealistic expectations for myself, and yeah, I needed to retune those. If people don't mind, I would love to do like balanced discussion videos, as long as people don't expect them to be like heavily edited. Like, can I just put some gameplay in the background, like, you know, 1 or 2 different somewhat relevant replays? If people are okay with a lack of editing, then it's much easier for me to put out, you know, specific, like, topical content, like, hey, here's the patch 5.7 notes, and I didn't need to spend a billion hours making it perfect. I do think, though, that it's necessary to put a lot of production quality into tutorials, and that's what I think I should be spending a lot of my time on, is really high-quality production tutorials, because there are a ton of Aoe2 tutorials on YouTube, but most of them are honestly just really structured poorly and not well written, and even though the build order itself is good, that's not how you get new players into the game. You get new players into the game with a really high-quality tutorial that explains the concept super clearly and lays it out in a way that just hooks them. My goal has always been to grow the Age of Empires 2 community and support it, and that's also why I do content for other games, in part, is to grow the AOC community. So if you want to, give me a hand, by actually watching the content I do for other games, you're exposing more people to the world of Age of Empires 2. Everyone played this game as a kid, they all love it. But very few people know that it still is an active online player base today. And if people from other games knew, like people from like Dota, League of Legends, Hearthstone, etc., Overwatch, like just any game, if they knew, they'd be playing it right now, because this game kicks ass. When I wear my Age of Empires shirt at the airport, I get stopped by random people being like, is Age of Empires still a thing? I love that game, I grew up with it. I got stopped by a TSA agent who asked me if there was a new Age of Empires game coming out, because it was his childhood. And you see on Reddit every day, there's a thread that's like, I want to get back into AoE, do people still play it online? So, I feel like I'm speaking to a brick wall when I make that talking point, but hopefully I persuaded somebody. Hopefully I did. So, he's doing this town center here, by the way, because he wants to have some villagers near the middle, but this just seems like a colossal waste to me. I mean, why not strip mine some of these resources now? Like, does he not know that they're there? Vladats, my friend. You've done scouting. Comrade. Gold mine is right there. Stone mine is right there. There are no hostiles. Okay, well, there are a few hostiles. Here we go, everybody. I've been waiting for this. Check this out. I'm gonna mute my mic and I'm gonna let you take it in. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Nice. Ah, it feels so good. Oh, I love this game. Welcome to Stream Miracle. Welcome, welcome. We got him, everybody. For those of you who are T90 subscribers, time to whip out your wolf emotes. Captain Landock says, Resident Evil 2, you're cool. Thank you. I think you're cool too, Captain Landock. Appreciate it. In the bushes 321 says, if the game relates to the balance at hand, wouldn't it be even better? Yes, but again, it's a lot of work, so I need to know what level you expect, basically, yeah. I need to know what level of editing people expect. Of course, I'd put down like a somewhat relevant replay that contains those units, but I just don't want to like stitch together a lot of clips and do elaborate transitions and have everything I say match with what's going on the screen. But yeah, if I was doing a video about the Condottiero, I would just have a replay in the background where like Pete makes Condottiero and he like farms Elo off of. Why is this a castle and not a town center? Why? Objection. I don't have a face cam, so you can't see me pointing at my screen, but excuse me, sir. Sir, this was the perfect TC spot. Look at all this. No farms, nothing. Alright, that's fine, I guess. But sir, I expected a town center. I was thinking you grab the gold, you put the TC like right here, you grab the gold, you grab the stone, or you put the TC like right here, because then you get both golds. This just seems like these locations should be swapped, in my personal opinion. I'm not a building architect or something like that. I'm not a civil engineer. That's what I should be saying. So, I like castles on the high ground, by the way. I do not like castles on the low ground, because Wantless is just going to tread this castle for free. So, I hope that these players are strip mining the middle. And that's why I just don't get why... This is a concept that a lot of newer players don't understand, and because it's not that important when you're new, but as you get more experience, you start to understand that the safety of your villagers matters oh so much, and that your farm positioning, you want your villagers to be, again, close to town centers. That's why we always build our town centers adjacent to resources. And this is not safe. Like, why would you build this here? I don't know. We'll have to see. Sun CE, thank you so much for your 6-month resub. Half year anniversary, dude. Really appreciate it. So he's protecting his boar hunt. Oh, I was talking about red. I mean, in this case, no. I kind of like this TC. Oh, they're already enemies? Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. See, that's even more reason to take some of these resources early. Wait, if they were already enemies, did he just get betrayed now, or did he build that TC? Wait a minute, I'm confused. Yeah, did he build that TC and they were already enemies? Because, well, this is why you scout. But the castle's in range, so he's gonna win this fight. If he repairs his DC, he's gonna win this fight. He's gonna win this fight. But Wantless is in the Imperial Age. You know what Wantless is gonna do? He's gonna make a trebuchet. Check this out. Check this out. See this? You see this right here? This trebuchet is packed. It's packed and ready to blow. Now, see, I just don't like these. I don't like these aggressive castles. I don't like them on the low ground. I want them on the high ground. I want players surrounding the low ground with castles, but not actually putting them there, because what you're doing is you're giving Wantless everything he wants. Everything he wants. Watch this. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with the Age of Empires mechanics, if your unit or building is on an elevation advantage, if you have the high ground, don't try it, because your opponent deals 25% extra damage, and then units that are attacking at an elevation disadvantage, like Anakin, deal 25% reduced damage, and then lose half their body and catch on fire. So this applies to, again, it's a percentage-based thing. This castle's taking a lot of bonus damage. Now, you can attempt to ram this castle, but that's only if you're alpha, if you're objectively alpha as fuck. So we will see how alpha he is. And, oh, no, too alpha. Well, but he might be able to do it. He has distracted the units with his villagers, so he'll get a couple free kills, so that's actually kind of a good play. But he did not get to thrust into that trebuchet. Battering rams actually do have an attack bonus versus all siege weapons, which is kind of cute, and does matter in some cases. So, I don't really talk about the civs that much, but to give you all a general overview, Magyars, they're like a more well-rounded Huns, a fairly decent civ. I actually really like them on a free-for-all King of the Hill game because they have the Magyar Hussar unique unit, which is a Hussar, essentially, with significantly better combat stats. That does not cost gold if you research their unique tech, which is very cheap. It's called Mercenaries. And they have an attack bonus for siege weapons. And trash units, as in units that don't cost gold, so the Hussar, the Halberdier, and the Elite Skirmisher, typically struggle very much versus siege weapons. So it's absolutely excellent in the late game to be the Magyars on a map where gold perhaps could be a little bit limited. Now, I did give these players more gold than Golden Pit. Again, this isn't just Golden Pit. I just, stitched together a bunch of maps, Ben Brode style, stitched it together, and it just kind of worked out. And the Holiday Sinkhole was that on an even more beautiful level. So I do like the Magyars here as a civ. Oh, he's going for the Cav Archers too. I like it. I mean, yeah, make the strong units. Honestly, I think that Magyars Cav Archers, I know that they may have felt overrated in the King of the Desert tournament, but I just don't think they were necessarily always utilized correctly. I think that they're the type of thing that you want when you're in the Imperial Age and you have all the upgrades for them. When you have the new recurve bow. And we're playing on patch 5.6, by the way. This is not patch 5.7 balance, just to let everyone know. And that's because patch 5.7 beta is super duper unstable, so don't expect any patch 5.7 videos until they fix the beta. That just seems to be super duper unstable. Malians are okay on a free-for-all King of the Hill. I just like to evaluate civs based off their, what can they do when they don't have the gold, is one way to do it. And also, what can they do when they have the gold? And that's why I really like this setup for a free-for-all King of the Hill game, because players are going to have the gold, but they may end up reaching a point where the gold does run out, and what do? Look at all these castles on the low ground, people just harassing the villagers of the castles, I love it. But they should send more villagers, though, to strip mine the golden stone, because pretty soon it's going to be a war zone down here, and it's a shame that these boars... Well, maybe it's not. You know, it's maybe it's for the better that the boars get to live for once, because when you think about it, a lot of them die in these Age of Empires games, and for what, really? Just build a gold mine over here, like slightly out of range of the castle, you're fine. What's he doing? Whatever he's doing is really, really hot. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? No, this is good. This is good. This is actually very good. Oh, no, this is smart as shit. There is an outpost inside his walls, though, but, like, are these guys teammates? It looks like they are for now, or this champion, unless it doesn't have tracking, should have already aggroed, and these onagers should have already aggroed. Yeah, because they have line of sight. Oh, but this is real smart. This is, like, Betrayal Deterrent 101. I like this a lot. How do I feel about elite Gabitos in this situation? I don't know. I mean, once again, you know, the elevation advantage when you're dealing in a trebuchet war is pretty decisive. Generally, it just is. And I don't think there was a way that purple could have really won that one, but purple does have a significantly higher score, actually. I always got to keep an eye on these player scores, which tells me probably has a better economy. Like, we go to Wantless Relic. We go Sphere. Oh, actually, no. Their pops are about the same. So I don't know why his score is higher. Perhaps he just has a lot more technologies. But Gabitos. They're pretty good versus the Chemiux. Because Chemiux, I mean, yeah, they don't like taking high ranged damage at all. But they are fairly good against most melee units. It's just that they are very much hard countered by slingers. Now, the Gabito does have 6 range, which is good. But the slinger can go up to a maximum of 8 range, and it has a plus 10 attack bonus for infantry units. This is a unit that people just really misevaluate, so I always encourage people to really keep an open mind with balance, because things are never quite as simple as they seem. Plus 10 attack versus... think of it as an Arbalest plus hand cannoneer, you know? It has its own identity. You can't assume this unit's identity in 2017. And yeah, the plus 10 attack versus infantry, I mean, when your infantry have 45 HP, you dead, son, and no armor. So I don't like the Gabitos here really at all. I think that you're just allowing the Incas to make great units in this situation. Now, the Onagers I do like as a way to beat the Slingers, that is true. The Onagers do one-shot them. And the Gabitos, if well microed, can potentially protect them, but he just has to mass up his army. And right now, things are getting really messy, and this is going to be one of those games that is impossible to cast because of that. We have a battle here going on between red and teal, but I just love that red is one of those guys that built this like fortified wall here, which will be really distracting. And what it's done is it's created like a little bit of a funnel, right? Where now the battle is fought on its own terms, where now teal will probably have the high ground, but the wall goes low enough that it pulls these units over here, right? Near the castle, and it does allow red to mine these resources. He does have control of the middle, but he does have to watch it for orange now. He is getting ganged up on. That is quite unfortunate. Korvik is making his appearance in the middle. I like how Korvik is doing this, you know, double castles on the high ground. He's got a fairly well-balanced army. This is good. He's got some siege weapons loaded in here. Orange has completely ignored any, like, okay, never mind. He has a castle now in the middle. As I say, he's, like, mostly ignored building any forward buildings, and I think that's fine. Considering he's the Magyars and he's super duper mobile. But I really like the Magyars on a map like this. Like, they get trash units that are fairly good. I don't think they're all fully upgraded. I think they are missing some infantry upgrades. Like, I really gotta check that real fast. 1 second. Magyars. Yeah, they're missing squires. So... and I don't know if they're missing plate mail armor. They might be missing plate mail armor. But regardless, like, having the Magyar Huszar is really, really nice in the late game. It's super good versus the Mongols, for example. Mongols have, you know, good Hussars. These guys have high pierce armor pikemen, but not halberdiers. And they do have Ferimba light cavalry, which is pretty good. Elite skirmishers missing bracer. Saracens have pretty good late game trash. I believe they're all fully upgraded, except they are missing the halberdiers, so that's fine. Slavs I like a lot in a Free For All King of the Hill game. I think that Dragina is a technology that, you know, paired with halberdiers can be quite hard to deal with. They do get the Hussar, and while their skirms are not so great, definitely not so great, you know, it's really nice to have some splash damage on that. The Elite Mamluks are one of the most powerful gold-costing units in the game. He's gonna shoot us land, but just generally getting away with... I mean, now he's getting trapped, but just generally getting away with his gold mining, peaceful mining operation. I love it, I love it. And, yeah, I mean, you got the gold because it's kind of Golden Pit, but not really. Then, yeah, the Mamluks are very tough to deal with. How do you beat this unit, you may be asking? Well, it takes good micro to use this thing well. You can't let Halbs touch it. Okay, so I promise you this unit is much better than whatever that scene just was, and I'm also not... Wow, he actually gets to kill that Onager at melee range. This is disgusting. This is actually disgusting. I like these mixing Hussars in, though, to hopefully snap off those trebs. The Mamluks are best beat with, like, mass archer units, so you want to use, again, mass archer units. Due to their low pierce armor, a fairly difficult unit to counter with halberdiers, because they can just be kind of backwards Mamluk very fast. So, yeah, here comes the presumably drill siege rams. It doesn't look like he's drill yet. Regardless, a very strong push from green into the middle. And orange, he's got the Magyar Hussars. These are great. Magyar Hussars, they got 2 pierce armor. They're so good. They're good versus Mangudai. They're not great. And they're good versus siege rams. Excellent. They do die to cavaliers, though, so I'm glad Corbic mixed them in. Corbic is missing a lot of upgrades on those, though. Orange has a siege workshop down, which will be useful to take out some of those siege weapons, but I think that ultimately, though, he will end up losing this battle to green, so yeah, he's going to lose that battle. And now red and teal have kind of backed off. It looks like red ended up losing that fight eventually due to, I would say, poor unit control, and then Rabbit Tortoise just having like a fat economy. So Sphere actually is only at 125 pop, 53 minutes in the game, is really concerning. Let's go to Rabbit Tortoise, who's at 200. So this fellow just hasn't built enough houses and hasn't built enough villagers. He just forgot the golden rule of Aoe2. Always need 100 plus fills. And I think it's because he's been too preoccupied with the middle battle going on right now. Just taking so much pressure from Wantless, our yellow Incas player, that he just forgot to build up his eco. And, you know, at this point, it's time to pack your bags, go home, and build your eco, and holy shit, build a new lumber camp. What is this lumber camp? Why was it ever here? Ah! This is like an AI. Ah! I'm a little disturbed. Teal now holds the middle. Yeah, no, these are not efficient wood lines, nor efficient ecos. Purple's got to fix that eco pronto because the Malians, they got the power. But I think that he's got too many enemies. I mean, who's even on his team? This Sphere's perspective again. Yeah, just he's so low population, dude. Build more houses. Okay, well, Wantless is, I guess, on his team now, but now he has to deal with Teal, and then he has to deal with Corbic. So, oh wait, no, Wantless is an enemy. That's just the purple has just tried to ally with them, and it just, yeah, they're not having any of it. So right now, let's break this match down a little bit. Who are the major players? The major players right now are Teal. Teal's looking very, very threatening with a huge army slowly moving in. And again, he's building town centers on the low ground, not castles on the low ground like a dingus, because you build the castles on the low ground, and they just get shrebbed. Wallace is just going to do it again. He did it once, he's going to do it again. Now, I know that Purple wants map control, and Purple has actually had consistently a higher score and has been playing well, but I think this is a waste of stone. I really, really do. I think that the castle should be in his own base to protect his eco, because as soon as players remember that, yes, you can actually raid your opponent's economy while going for the center, then he's in trouble. So, I would not be wasting this kind of stone here. Town centers, though, are fine. Mining camps are fine. Castles, not so much. Look, this one's just going to go down again. A big waste. Big, big waste. And Corbic is also a huge threat. Major props to Corbic. I think he's like just a flat 1600. Playing this game very well. He's still not remembering his Cavalier upgrades, but the fact that he has them in the army, I like it. And the Mangudai with the attack bonus for siege weapons, very, very effective indeed. So, since he says lol place for maximum efficiency. Kangaroo Driver says Mangudai are a bit vulnerable a bit too vulnerable to skirms. I agree, they definitely can be. You have to watch out for that for sure. Thankfully, there are no Imperial skirm civs in the game, or really any like super threatening skirm civs. We do have the Incas, where they have no minimum range, but that's not relevant versus Mangudai, so not a huge deal, but there's something that you have to watch out for sure. You know, you're playing against the Aztecs, they got outlawed. That little extra range and attack can be quite devastating. And this is an expensive army from green, so ultimately, that's going to be the big problem, as Kangaroo Driver correctly points out, is that this expensive army cannot be kept up. That's why I always recommend, when you're playing as the Mongols, to... Look at that guard tower. I love it. Oh, he's got a guard tower. That's my boy. Look at this. You seeing this? You seeing this BM, this dominance right here? That's a flex tape I can get behind. That's a lot of damage. So, I think that when you're playing the Mongols, it's almost always a good idea to mix in Huszars with your Mangudai, because you want... Okay, Mangudai, one, they crate really slowly, they're really expensive, they're super valuable units, and it's just like Angry Driver said, they do get countered by skirms, and there's an Incas guy right there. So, what purpose do the Huszars serve? Well, the Huszars allow you to have a meat shield with a ton of extra HP, because the Mongols get an HP bonus on them, that will hopefully soak up some skirmisher fire. It will keep any halberdiers off of your Mangudai. It'll allow you to safely snipe siege weapons that are too far away for your Mangudai to easily snag. Because you don't really want to bring your Mangudai in range to kill a trebuchet if it means that you're going to tank a ton of like skirmisher and slinger damage or castle damage. Like ideally that's what the Huszars are for. So I'd like to see more upgrades from Korbic, and I'd like to see more Huszars. And I am very afraid of castles on low ground. I mean, castles on the high ground have their own problems too. Especially when you don't have murder holes, my friend. No murder holes can be bad news bears. A couple of camels would actually take care of this army really easily, by the way. I don't even know if he's noticed that he's been attacked on that side. So, these two are friends, by the way, which is good, but they have plenty of military buildings, which is very essential in a King of the Hill game to make sure that you can constantly sustain military production, because at the end of the day, all that matters is that you have units in the middle. And, you know, I worry very much that Korbic's army is super expensive and he's spending a lot of gold, and I always like to be conservative with my resources whenever possible. And that's why I love the Magyars for this type of game. And now, we haven't seen much from Ashudos Lambda. Notice how he's been attempting to roleplay as a peaceful gold miner, and he's been doing it relatively successfully. That's because he's waiting for everyone in the game to waste all of their money. And then he's going to come in there and he's going to blow them to smithereens. But not before a single lone Komodo dragon shuts down the entire operation. This thing is a spy. And this is sick, because he's allies with Red, right? So, I love it. You know, you just, again, pretend to be a peaceful gold miner, get as much resources as you can, and then when everyone's wasted all their money, you come in for the kill, and I think it's going to work. We'll see. I like it. Blomkin says, Rez is cracking me up today. Thank you, Blomkin. I appreciate it. If I say anything funny, feel free to check out the Rez Quotes subreddit, but make sure that you strictly follow the rules in the sidebar and actually post the quote in full and then link to the actual clip of it. Would be appreciated. So yes, thank you. There is no allied victory here. This is actually a last man standing game, which is perfect for this type of strategy. Let everyone else do the work. I love this. Look at this thick, bulky army. Look at these elephants. This is some pre-nerf Howda. This armor stat is honestly, like right now, like Tado's not here. He's not watching this game. He might never watch this game. He probably won't. But somewhere, while he's trying to celebrate Christmas, he's having a little bit of an upset stomach, and he doesn't know why. It's because of this army over here. Look at this power. Such raw power. Now, Red knows this. He fears this. But those Huszars? No. They're just gonna die. They're just gonna die. They're gonna get obliterated. So, I love the way that Blue is playing this. He's playing this exactly how I would. Let these guys waste all the money. Let them do it. And then, it is your time to strike. My voice is dying because I think I'm like sick or something, or I don't know, allergies. Yeah, give me a minute, guys. Get some water. Yeah, elephants are one of the best ways to hold the center of the map because of their very high HP, but they are getting nerfed in the next patch. Rightfully so, although not in the areas that I think I would have nerfed them, but for the most part, I like the nerfs. Yeah, typical balance patch thing, you know, I agree with about 80% of it, I guess. And yeah, here they come. Similarly, like siege rams and whatnot are really good, like even just parking like trebs because they're so tanky, like when they're deployed, they actually, I mean, look at this, 150 pierce armor, 150 HP. You just need to have bodies in the middle if you want to win. And these battle elephants, is now the time to reveal them is the question, and I don't know. Well, Orange just realized, he's like, whoa, do I want to take this fight? I don't think so. He's going to back off. So how are these two doing? Well, Red is again trying to be a simple carpet merchant, that's fine. Just massing up his army. I think it's good that he's not wasting any resources. I like that. Save his gold if he can. Let's go switch to a Shudo Slambus perspective, because I don't know how much... Oh, wow, he's got a lot of money in the bank. He's a real threat. Again, lowest score player. Lowest elo player. But he's got the expanding brain thing down to a T. Thank you so much, Anumits, for subscribing with Twitch Prime. For those of you who are Amazon Prime users, you can subscribe to me on Twitch for free through Twitch Prime. Just Google Twitch Prime. And that's a really great way to support the channel. I really, really appreciate it. You know, obviously besides Patreon and not using ad block and whatnot. Those things also help tremendously. So, thank you, thank you. You know, the Malians, they're a really powerful civ, but their late game, I think, without gold is... It's only like a little bit above average. Not having Halberdier can be a little bit problematic. Man, I'm gonna run out of voice before this game ends, and I'm not gonna have any voice for when I see my family tonight. Not having Halberdier is problematic because you're missing, like, I don't know exactly how much damage it is versus the elephants, but the elephants are both cavalry. They take anti-cavalry damage and they take anti-elephant damage as well. So the Halberdier, I mean, they're dealing, I think, at least like 15 extra or something like that to battle elephants. So that certainly matters. And the pikeman itself, I mean, it's got no blast furnace. That's pretty bad. So you want to save your gold early, and that's why I didn't like the Gabitos that much. I just didn't. Because champions are a low gold cost, like, trash game, like, trash unit destroyer in the late game. And potentially a King of the Hill winner as well. Because they're just so hard to take down, and they don't cost that much money. So if, as a Malians player, you save most of your gold, you can just spam champions. It's not that hard to do that, especially, you know, if you're using the market. And then you're good to go. And right now, Blue's really threatening it. But he's not going in yet. And Orange, waiting at the back, hasn't gotten in it either. I would really like to see some Farimba light cavalry mixed in with the Malians army comp, because I feel like that is one of the things that makes their trash units much better. And that while their pikemen are good because they really, really shrug off ranged attacks much better than normal, their skirms, you know, missing bracer is a pretty big deal, and the pikemen are still not that strong. You have to understand that high pierce armor helps only in some situations, because the elite skirmisher actually has an attack bonus versus the pikeman line. So the minimum damage that they're dealing is more than one to a pikeman from a Malian player at all times, anyway. Well, Blue is moving in towards the middle. He does not have control, though. Teal still has two skirmishers. But will they be enough? That's the question. Ashudo says, and now he's moving in. He's moving in. He says, sorry, Rez, I gotta go, 6 a.m. What? But you haven't done anything yet. Move your army to the middle, at least. What? Ah, you gotta be kidding me. Ah, alright. Well, if you gotta go, you gotta go. What a plot twist. You can move your army, though, before you go, right? And tribute your resources to somebody? You know, you can do something, right? You can press buttons. Give me stone blue. Yeah, no, seriously, give Corbic some stone. Do something. Do something. You got so much money. You've been giving me blue balls all game. And you're blue. You're not even controlling your army. I know you gotta go. No, don't say enjoy. Okay, he did tribute his money. Alright, that's good. Who did he send it to? He sent so much money it lagged the game. He sent it all to Corbic? Oh, he sent some of it to Kinnereth. Oh, interesting. Alright, now he's moving his army. Alright, now you can leave Ashudos. Alright, that I did not expect, honestly. That he would, but if it's 6 AM, he's gotta go, he's gotta go. Can't blame him. What a plot twist. What an absolute plot twist. And now, Orange on a rampage. Man, do I love the elite Magyar Hussar. This shit was never as bad as people claimed they were. It was absolutely never, but, you know, the circle jerk with balance is always a thing. But they're certainly a good civ now. They did need buffs, don't get me wrong, but they were never garbage. I don't like this castle, by the way. I don't like it. He wants the gold. He wants the gold, and I know you want the gold, buddy, but you're not going to be able to produce any Mangudai at all if you have no castles. You asked for the stone tribute, my friend, but oh no, he's becoming PGG. If anyone gets that reference, though, I don't know if anyone does. I think he's become PGG. What's going on? Oh no. Oh, this lumber camp. Ah, this eco. Corbic, no. Corbic, no. My eyes. Everybody, avert your gaze. Corbic, it's okay. It's okay. Build up at home. Build up at home. Happy 12th birthday asks, how do you take the monument? You need to have any units at all nearby it. And then once those units are gone, then it'll switch control over to whoever else has units nearby. So see how purple has control? He may lose control very, very soon. Thank you so much, Anumis, for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Really appreciate it. I think I already thanked you, actually. And then Blomkin for a tier 2 sub. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's happening to my voice, guys. I'm sorry about this. I'm dying. I will try and truck through this game. Maybe I will do some speed editing near the end after my voice dies, so that way, you know, we'll put on some music. You guys can forgive me, right? People will still leave a thumbs up, I hope. As I may not be able to finish this commentary, as I need some voice later today, and I have no voice now. What a struggle. I mean, this has been a long game, but I'm surprised that my voice is already given out. By the way, if you are AFK, you can still actually win the game if you have control of the middle. It's almost happened before. Hey, Element LF. Welcome. Kangaroo Driver says, what do you think is the best UU overall? Oh, they're all situational. They're all situational. Like, it really... It completely depends on a million different factors. I mean, yeah, the Conquistador is one of them, but I can't tell you what the best unique unit is. I mean, maybe it would be the Elite Mangudai, but again, it's completely situational. There are going to be some situations where that's not the case at all. I'm trying not to die, Miraculou. I've been pushing myself a lot recently, like doing a lot of offline recording and doing like a lot of streaming. Like this is 3 days in a row streaming. You know, try and make up for the Patreon Unbalanced video that I couldn't do because they just like released the beta just out of nowhere, and you know, couldn't salvage that footage. So I was like, well, I got to do a lot of streaming, and you know, I'm trying to grow the channel. And in January, I really want to make some major changes and really improve the format. So I've just been working maybe a little too hard recently. Maybe I should actually take some vacation so I don't actually die. Appreciate the support, guys. Thank you. Yes, Merry Christmas, Scarface Frostborn. This is the first game CMBD. Look at this. Is this not disgusting? I'm so fascinated by this. You see this? The battle elephant doesn't have the line of sight to know that he's being assaulted. And by assaulted, I mean tickled. Well, this is why Howda was nerfed. So now you know. Corvus says, I wish I could have gone Italians. Let's see for you. Mongols? I can kind of see that. Heavy camels are... I think they're a good choice here. Why Italians? I'm curious. The boars just casually sitting in the middle of the army. It's 5.6, so they're even pre-nerf. Yeah. I thought he said perfect, and, you know, that would also be almost fair to say. That's a shame that really Blue never really got to do anything. A lot of these players not really doing too much either. So this is one of the benefits of me doing replays, right? Is that I get to show you all the exciting parts and then fast forward through all the less exciting parts of the game. And then it all turns out good in the end. Really, yeah, looks like Corbic did patch up his eco a bit. That's good. That's good. Maybe some of them can set up a trade line. That would certainly help them, I think. If you're playing on 5.6, this is not the 5.7 beta. 5.7 seems very unstable. Just pick an elephant so it feels bad, man. In King of the Hill, it certainly helps. It certainly helps. Well, 62 years remaining, and TLS control the middle, but he's like barely investing any military units in it. He's just getting away with it. Yeah, I mean, hopefully someone is going to send something to kill off those skirms, but I'm sure they will. Purple is inching line forward. I don't know if it's just me, but it is... I do personally consider it strange to not see Farimba Light Cav utilized here at all. Now, I do know that there are fully upgraded halberdiers in the mix, and there are Eagle Warriors, and there are Elite Kameyuks and stuff. Like, Wantless Relic's got a lot of gold, but those do kill the Slingers. They do kill the Elite Skirmishers. There are a lot of Elite Skirmishers in this game. They kill the siege weapons. You have the eco for this. This was the optimum trash army for the Malians a long time ago. Galaxy you all never saw, but at this point I just don't think that the mass pikemen, you know, it only does so much, because the skirmishers themselves, they have an attack bonus versus the pikemen. You're still taking quite a bit of damage. It's a lot of damage. So yeah, we'll see. The boars are all still alive. I'm surprised no one's killed them yet. Wow, Teal still has control of the middle. Are they really just gonna give him time to rally his troops? Honestly, the Slavs are a great sit for this, and if he can just get his rams over there, like if he's like pro as shit. I was gonna say, if you're like super pro, you put a few halberdiers in there to get those siege rams in there just a little bit faster. That way you don't lose control of the middle. He honestly was like threatening a victory there, because these players were so distracted by everything else that's going on across the map. Like, these two are fighting right now, and yeah, he could have almost got away with it. Sphere has no gold left, and that's why I'm just thinking for him to light cav. But the problem is, I think, is that he doesn't have the money to research the text to get for him to light cav, and he may not have the eco quite set up for it. Like, he might not have a castle at all, honestly, in his entire base. So that's again why I value my stone very much so. Because that would require him then to use the market, to have to sell a lot of food and wood, to buy stone, to build a castle, to research Farimba, and then he has to, you know, he still needs some gold to get all of his cavalry upgrades. So, you know, that's something I would have prepped for in advance. I mean, he has a little bit of gold. He's making some monogers. I just think that, I don't know. I think Farimba Light Cav would really, really help here. The Magyar Huszars paying dividends. I don't know why they're regular Huszars in this army, but boy. I mean, I guess if you just got to keep 200 population, then that's fine. I think that he has too few forward military buildings. Like, Orange could build some military buildings, like, over here. maybe not castles, because I really like to, in these Free For All King of the Hill games, like, primarily put my castle to protect my base so I don't get raided. Because players will eventually realize that, oh yeah, I can use these light cav to go into my opponent's base and raid their eco, and, you know, they probably invested all their stone in castles in the middle. They're probably completely defenseless, wide open, ruin their economy, and you just kind of take them out of the game. Purple says he will not be able to win this if he has no gold. Perhaps, perhaps not, my friend. But I've never actually seen anyone resign. I mean, you could just, you know, build more villagers. A lot more villagers, right? Let's see how many he has. I'm not really. Yeah, so he has fewer than 100 villagers. So that resignation, yeah, 87 idle villagers. I mean, of course he didn't. So it wasn't the gold. I want to be clear. For those of you watching at home, 87 villagers is not enough to win the game. Now he did have 18k food, which is again even more reason where the light cavalry at. So he needed to make like a lot more villagers, and even though he had 18k food, like you can use the market, right, to like sell some of this 18,000 food, and you still want more villagers, more farmers, more lumberjacks anyway, because you want to be pumping out trash units, and you need to be able to sell your additional excess food and wood for gold to add a little siege into your army. That's what makes the Malians so strong. So I feel like they were just like misplayed here a little bit. But overall, I mean, he did play a really threatening game, and like he was doing well. He was taking on Wantless Relic effectively, but I think in the late game there was just like his eco was just very weak. So he was not able to compete at all with Wantless. And Wantless probably has at least 120 villagers. I mean, Wantless has been like 200 maxed out. See, he keeps his eco really low. He's also probably been using the market to sell resources as well. If we look at this eco, yeah, so he has at least 100 villagers, and that's about perfect. So there we go. As long as you're able to keep yourself at about 200 pop. Could Purple have won? Unlikely. It's possible, but unlikely. And then, but definitely could have rebuilt a bigger eco. Yeah. Oh yeah, they can totally trade. That's the thing. Like they totally can trade with each other. That's what's supposed to make it interesting. Is with all these alliances, you just never know. You can form an alliance with someone, set up a trade line. 27 years remaining for Orange. He's threatening this, but again, I don't like these type of castles in the middle. In a situation like this where you just don't have definitive control, because every time he has a Huszar unit, that could have been a Magyar Huszar, right? So the more castles he has, the better, and the more castles he has, the more his base is protected. But I still love how he's playing this game. I still do. I just think, you know, you want a castle over here until someone sends a light cav in there, and you're like, ah, shit, I lost my entire eco, that would be so bad. So, I think that was a ballsy push, but alas, he does get pushed back here, and now Red's back in the game. With a very nice army comp, I might add. I like this. You know, you want a lot of non-gold costing units in your army mixed in with a couple high-value gold costing units just to protect them. So, Vladutz, what are you doing? Well, something tells me that he doesn't have 100 villagers either, because his military is... everyone's... wow. Everybody! I mean, I guess that's why, you know, these are like the mixed rated games, right? They're unpredictable, they're exciting, but that's why I do the tutorials, and that's why I keep saying, you know, minimum 100 villagers every game, because it's true, I mean it. Because if you don't, you'll never be able to defeat the Titans. You will never be able to conquer all 4 elements and defeat the Fire Lord. You can't do it! It sucks that at about 120 villagers they all died. Yeah, because you had most of them in the middle, but like you could have built more, you could have got Frim Cavalry. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, Mitsa. You played that game well, but I'm just trying to provide advice, like for future reference. I mean, again, just watch the commentary later. Like there were like a lot of castles on the low ground set you up in a, but that's why I'm glad that you're here to watch my stuff, because like in time, like I should see, like we're all gonna see like massive improvement, and then like you'll be stomping Wantless, and it's gonna be awesome. What happened was, you put yourself in a situation, with all these castles on the low ground that probably should have been in your own base to protect yourself, or on the high ground at least. Allowing Wantless to siege you from the high ground with the Trebs, there was no way you could have possibly won that. And you spent all your golden Gabitos, and there were no Ferimba light cavalry in your army at all. And I don't think you had, and you didn't sell any food at the market, for example, for gold. I don't think you had enough villagers in general. But it's, again, important to also point out all the many things you did right. Like, you really kept up your military production, and you were fighting a player who is at such a high skill level that it's super duper impressive that you were able to actually, like, take him on so effectively. Even though you weren't making the right units for the situation, like, you were really able to take him on. And you also got all your upgrades, which is super good, because, like, no one ever does that. Like, you had 3 blacksmiths, and that makes you, like, 3 times better than the average player I see. Like, you had 4 blacksmiths. You got all your upgrades. Like, that is sick. I like that a lot. You also went for the middle, but, it can be pretty tough dealing with the Incas from the Malians' perspective, too, so it goes many ways. Anyways, let's see. Who is, oh, hello, Soldornez. Merry Christmas, Zezman. Is Zezman's name Nick? Yeah. Happy holidays to you, Miracle Lou. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Yeah, Malians champs are the real trash killer, though. I agree, yeah. I think that the gold was spent earlier on units that didn't really make sense for the situation. Like, they just get hard countered by slingers, and then, you want to overboom your eco so you can use the market to sell your resources to be able to produce some, like, champions from the light cav and then the trash units you were making. And those champions would just destroy most of the units in the game currently. But, it's all easy to say in retrospect. You actually still played a very good game. You're one of the more threatening players in the game, just period. And that was... You impressed me throughout the entire game. I explain all these things so that all players watching can learn. Live and learn! And Korbic! I'm proud, my friend. He has mixed in the light cav into his army, the Huszars, with the massive 118 HP. Now, they are missing the final defense upgrade, which does make them, like... it's generally a benefit for his melee units, but versus ranged units, it can depend. It's not always a plus, but they're still really good Huszars. It balances them out as a civilization. But, Korbic's in a bit of trouble because I would say that he doesn't really have, like, without gold, he doesn't have power units to take the middle very well. And yeah, Vladutz is he's out of cash. These guys aren't using the market enough, I think. Oh, he is trading though, but they're not selling food and wood at the market to get more gold. And I think that that's really going to bite them. And, well, Orange is dangerously close to winning this game. We'll have to see. Somehow I got my voice back. I guess I just had to clean out a little bit of gunk in my throat. And, honestly, the single cap ram. I mean, dude, what you do, the cap ram here, it soaks up all the arrows, right? It's soaking up all the damage. I mean, come on, 10 years remaining? You keep rallying the cavalry. The cavalry are coming, they're coming. Come on, dude. Pull it. Pull a swift one. He could do it. 9 years remaining. It's going to be really hard for him to do it, though. God, because he has so few units, and he has, like, no unit production facilities that's why you want some here. You need some here. Because otherwise, if you don't, then it's going to be really, really hard for you to win the video game, but he might still be able to win the video game. Here comes another Magyar Hussar. 4 years remaining. Can he do it? The Hussars are here. They're shanking him. They're stabbing him. 2 years remaining. 2 years remaining. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He's actually going to do it. The army's going to arrive in time. He's going to win. What? GG. Well played. Kinnereth Nobaka. Congratulations, my friend. I cannot believe that he seized that victory, considering that his army had to walk so far. You don't have to play perfect to win these games, but he played really well. You know, he had some castles in his base to protect himself. He didn't really waste that much building in the middle. He wasted like a castle, I think. But, dude, I mean, I love the Magyars in the late game. And I bet none of you saw that one coming. That was pretty sick. Just like I might be. Can't believe it, man. He rallied his troops. The last group of reinforcements arrived at just the last minute. Just the last minute, man. That is tough. Tough, tough, tough. And what's interesting is that Red had some units, but he didn't actually send them in. Because I think he was, like, just a little too timid. I don't know. He didn't build enough villagers, I think, was one of the issues. And yeah, Korbik, I mean, it's tough being the Mongols in this type of situation. But it was really good to see it to switch to the Huszars in the end, I think. Like a Hussar skirm mix can be kind of nice, and then use the market to sell excess food and wood for gold to make the occasional siege weapon maybe, and then also just have some trade carts, which it looks like there was a little bit of trading going on here. I've seen some keeps. So I've seen some arrow slits, Incas keeps from Wantless. I like that a lot, especially because this actually protects his base fairly well. Like, this doesn't mean that this means that he doesn't need as many defensive castles, right? And it actually did a fairly effective job at protecting his gold and stone miners in this, like, one area, which was the only area where there was any, like, gold and stone remaining. So consider me really impressed. Like, Wantless had some sick plays in there. Yeah, Korbik was doing so well, but he ran out of cash money. Ashudos, I wonder if he could have won if he didn't have to leave. You never know, right? You never know. You never know. But of course, major props to Orange. Rabbit Tortoise as well played a really, really good game. He was so close to actually winning this one too. He was really. Like, he had the siege rams coming in here. Like, you'd know he was preparing for the final push. But the fact that Orange's army arrived in time is just, it's a Christmas miracle, to say the least. That he managed to rally his military units there. Nuts. Gotta love the Magyars, man. Magyars are great. Hope you all enjoyed watching this holiday special, and glad I got some of my voice back. It was weird. I started dying like halfway through. I don't know if that was like my asthma just kicking in. And I got a couple new subs and a really, really huge donation today. Like that, I just seriously, like, from Scarface Frostborn, that is so nice. Amazing game, amazing game. Congratulations, Kenneth Rabaka. GG well played to everyone in this game who played well. Everyone did. Rabbit Tortoise, Wantless, Kinnereth, Vladitz, Korbik, Sphere, and Ashudos Lamba all played an amazing game, but in the end, the Magyars take it with a surprise cavalry charge. I dig it, I dig it. I mean, look at these two titans duking it out. And they're able to duke it out because they had such huge ecos. Like, that's what it was. And purple did play well. Like, this is a good KD. It's a good KD. But yeah, Frimba always helps, I think, and just additional bills. Vladutz, 10 units converted. He made some monks near the end. Probably to convert some of Shudos's elephants, which never really came to fruition, unfortunately, because he had to go. Vladutz is the most trade profit. Very, very fascinating. Look at that gold collected. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Yeah. So, yeah, Spheres was correct. Definitely, in that he did actually have that many villagers. Mitzok, yeah. So he did actually reach the 100 villager thing. So earlier when I mentioned that he didn't reach the 100 villager thing, that was incorrect. He did, it's just that, like, most of them were in the middle. So I try to not count those, I guess. I try to not count villagers in the middle that are, like, gonna die. So it's good to see that, like, everyone actually did end up getting to 100 villagers. I wonder if Vladutz, I guess those were mostly trade carts near the end. Interesting. But I feel like if you're ever in a situation where yeah, because if you can ever get to 129 largest army, that means you didn't have 100 villagers at a point. If you're not perpetually at 200 population, and that's because you don't have enough villagers. Now, if you are perpetually 200 population, you're floating a lot of resources, and it's not to the point where you're able to, like, sell it delicately for gold to just keep military production going, and you're just stockpiling a lot of food and wood, then that's when you start deleting some villagers until you hit just the perfect point, right at that hilltop where the sunlight hits it at just the right angle. The perfect eco. Perfect eco. You played good, Mitzok. Don't worry about it. Range Master says, just get 200 Spanish villas in the middle. Yeah, Wantless did something really cool that game, which was that he actually continuously rallied villagers into the middle of the map. But again, like those weren't. I I wonder if he had enough villagers at home because it seemed like he had like a little bit of a wood deficit. But he did continuously rally villagers into the middle to try and mine that gold and stone, and I thought that was sick. Thank you so much, Giant Apple, for the $10 Christmas donation. I'm about to end off the stream, so if anyone else has any Christmas subs or anything, I will be ending off the stream in a couple of minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing this wonderful holiday season with me. I'm glad that I actually did end up getting my voice back, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And overall, this was a solid game indeed. And if you enjoyed my commentary at all, please do check out the rest of my pages. Follow me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I'll post all the links in the Twitch chat. Like if you watch it on YouTube, please check out my Twitch channel. And if you watch it on Twitch, please check out my YouTube channel. I've got plenty of Age of Empires content to keep you all occupied, as well as content for other games. And that's the type of content you should really support if you want to really build up the Aoe2 community, and also help build up my channel and support me in general. Yeah, God's Night. I mean, I'm working really hard the last couple days, and it's Christmas Eve, man. I gotta go. That game took way too long, so this is an extra stream. God's Night. Kendra from Bacchus says, was a ton of fun for everyone. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And again, another great way to support me is by checking out the Patreon. And hopefully those of you who enjoyed the stream will follow me on Twitch. In January, this thought will have already been posted, but you can expect, I guess, like for YouTube, the changes will come out a little bit slower. But my Twitch stream is going to go through a lot of big improvements that I will announce and experiment with. And you know, based off your guys' feedback, we'll continue with that. And yeah, I should be producing just higher quality content more frequently. Should be great. I really want to give this my best effort. So thank you all for the support and for understanding for any sort of Patreon shenanigans. Did not expect this balance patch to just come out like that, but for the people who, I mean, I just shouldn't have made my Patreon so goal based. That was so silly. Should be about the rewards. You know, hopefully people are pledging to me because they want me to be able to continue streaming and making YouTube videos and to support me, not just so I can like spend like 60 to 80 hours on a silly balance video. I'll probably just like if I'm gonna do a topical video based off your feedback, like on the Condottiero or something like that, for example, I'll just have like a replay that contains Condottieros in the background. I don't think I'll save the fancy editing for when it's appropriate, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll be on past broadcasts immediately for sure. Montless says I was fighting HD so hard the whole time. Yeah, you were, dude. Unipathing is tough. Miracle loses, thanks man a lot for the stream, even on Christmas Day. I'd love to play Hearthstone with you, even off stream. Well, you absolutely can because you are a subscriber to me on Twitch, so just join my Discord by going to Discord and next to the mic settings. Just connect to Twitch and join the Discord, and I will play some games with you. If you're the thing is if you're a $10 plus Patreon pledger, then I am, then you get priority on games, but I do routinely play Hearthstone games with viewers, so yeah. Kinner says my lag was intense by my standards, I normally do versus AI only. Yeah, the optimization AoE to HD can be a little bit suspect at times. It says, thank you for letting me play on this beautiful day, love you. Love you too, man. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing. I really appreciate the support. Happy holidays to you too as well, Chippa. Wantless says, if only they would keep reshuffling and not moving back. I know, man. Just gotta keep, leaving polite comments to Skybox about that. And make sure that Microsoft is aware on their official channels that there are still improvements that can be made, and then those improvements may come. Runix says I'm down to get into that Hearthstone action too. Join the Discord, man. Join the Discord, and if you want to, I have plenty of really I think, high production quality Hearthstone videos on my YouTube channel. You know, that I encourage you to check out. You know, I got the variety playlist, and if you leave a thumbs up there, then I will do more of that stuff, but more importantly, more Aoe2 stuff. Yeah, that's what attack move is for Kinnereth. Yeah, it's tough, Corbic. But I mean, it's also like, you know, you got to watch out for the Paladins as well. In late game HD lag, they just kind of get stuck on things. Hey, Jack-o'-lantern! Welcome to the stream, good to see you. And Bizovic says, hi, Rez, happy to see you again. Hope you're doing well. I've been doing all right, but I'm doing better now that you were here. Yeah, Blue's donation did end up being the game-winning play. So actually, yeah, Blue's the real winner. Sending Orange all that money so that he could just push into the middle. Basically, Kinnereth, the thing you should be looking for in my commentary is generally you play the game really well. You had a good strategy. I think that, you know, you knew that you probably wasted that one castle in the low ground at that one point. You probably wanted to build like a couple stables or like barracks or archery ranges like on the high ground next to the pits, not in the low ground, but keep the castles generally in your own base because you want to be able to produce your unique unit, the Magyar Huszar. But the rest of those military buildings, while you want some in your own base, you probably could build some closer to just, you know, rally in troops a little bit easier. But otherwise, you know, you play a very good game. Yeah, you know, three. What's the difference between 1 and 3 castles? You know, a lot of money, I guess. A lot of money. All right. Well, thank you all for the support and for watching. And I will see you all next week. I am going to take a brief little vacation and do some editing. Does anyone have any final questions for me before I go? And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I do read all your comments on YouTube as well. I just don't have time to respond to each of them individually. You're all wonderful. Thanks. Thank you. Aw, Sven. Sven says, thank you, Rez. You always seem to make my day better somehow. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. If you can quantify how I make your day better, then that helps me continue doing good work. So, appreciate the feedback, my man. Thank you, dude. You did good, Corbic. Everyone have a great night. Yeah. Don't worry, Kinnereth. You played fantastically. All right. Toodles, everyone.